Good morning. This is Mark Bruno with the Cannata Report, and we are here again on Friday morning with our founder, Frank Cannata, for Fridays with Frank. Good morning, Frank. How are you, and what's on your mind today?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm doing great. Thank you, Mark. I hope the same for you. Uh, I'm just pumped since tuning into the Konica Minolta press conference. I want to talk about this for one very specific reason. KM took a look at the dealer contract and said, basically, it's out of date, your typical dealer contract. And I believe, according to what Laura Blackman said, that they've had conversations with Bob Goldberg, who's written more of these than anybody, and knows clearly what has to be done, what should be done and could be done. And he was in agreement. I can't speak for him. We'll have to get Bob on to talk about this as well, I think, which would be a good thing. But at any rate, just let me give our audience a kind of a limited peek at why I think this is so good. You have dealers who do a good job in the enterprise or into very large companies that have multiple outlets, branches, locations around either the immediate region or around the country. The obvious thing for them is to try and service as many as they can, for the obvious benefit. There's nothing wrong with that. You sell the customer, you want to be able to serve it. But basically what KM is doing is addressing this. And I know some dealers are going to be unhappy with it, but I think they should hold back on getting upset about it and see how this plays out, because I think it's the right thing to do. What Laura said, that the dealer putting a placement outside of their immediate territory must have a tech in that territory, their employee. That was correct, right, Mark? That's what got my attention. Because now you got to bring in somebody who has the line, is familiar with the product, and that's a good thing. Because if you do something that's an expedient, you're always going to pay the price for poor service. And that's the one thing you can't afford, particularly in the enterprise environment. And I think it's the smart thing to do. And I'll tell you, the smartest man I know in the copier business as a dealer is Jerry Blaine. And why do I think Jerry is the smartest? Number one, he worked for me when I was a branch manager at Saxon Industry in New York in 1972. And he was my sales manager for selling down in the Wall Street area, major accounts. And he did an incredible job. So the guy's been around a long time in terms of understanding that business. And of course, has been very successful. LDI, of course, is the name of the company. But Jerry, when he was president, I believe, of Leslie Digital Imaging, which was the precursor to LDI, convinced Canon to let him set up a network of Canon dealers who could service what EFI was selling in terms of the large corporations that they were selling. And now they needed people to stir it. Jerry recognized right away, we can't do this. We'll lose them. And Canon said, God bless you, go do it. He did it and basically created a model that the Japanese were not that familiar with, of being able to get local dealers to handle product outside a dealer's immediate area. It's essential for success. And it's been done for the longest time. And I think KM was right in saying this has to go into the contract, because that's the way they want their dealers to think and perform. And I could go on and on about the other things that they discussed, but I'll tell you, basically, I can't see anything in that contract that would be a negative to dealer, because they will look, they're not only looking at what's good for them, they're looking at what's good for the dealer. This is a legitimate deal for both parties. A lot of times when a manufacturer comes out with a program, dealers have a tendency, and in some cases rightly so, hey, it's all one way. What about us? How do we come out on this deal? I don't think they get hurt by anything that they're doing. They addressed profit margin pressure, revenue growth, attracting net new business, adopting to digital transformation, economic challenges, you name it. That was the list that they put out on the opening slide. I think they did it. But the key that I wanted to get across is for the Konica Minolta dealers seeing this thing for the first time, because I think they were now, after showing it to the press, that's what they're doing around the country. So dealers are in the process now of chewing on this. And we're going to follow it closely because we know who the key KM dealers are. And we're going to reach out to them and just see if how well they accept it. Now I'm hoping, I got my fingers crossed that they get it done. I think it's good for the health of the industry. It's good for the manufacturer and it's good for the dealer. And if both parties are coming out, it's a win for everyone. That's my story.